Oh, here we go. Ready? Here we go. And hello, everybody, and welcome to Ball Talk with Big Mike. As always, I am your host, Michael Klein, and wow, what a special day it is, folks. We're here live. It's Legion season, and we're finally here. And boy, let me tell you, what a sight it is, ladies and gentlemen. What a sight it is to be able to bring you this broadcast today. We can't be happier than we are right now to be able to bring you this broadcast here today, this afternoon. We, of course, are going to begin with breaking news, and that is, of course, on the protests with George Floyd, and I'll tell you how we get that related to baseball here in just a moment. But we're going to begin by telling you what we do know. We do know that there are protests going on around the area that we cover, primarily in Omaha and Lincoln. So here's what we know. We have the scroll at the bottom of our screen. So again, I'm just going to say right now, I strongly discourage any unnecessary travel to Omaha or Lincoln at this time. But if you must travel, avoid hot spots. They're breaking out all over town now. So, I mean, just watch yourselves accordingly if you are if you're going to be traveling to Omaha. So, here's what we know currently. The city of Omaha has a lockdown time of 8 o'clock p.m. nightly to 6 a.m. for the sake of the protests. And so what's involved with this is that, obviously right now, how in the world does this all tie to baseball? Well, unfortunately, this could mean that there could be a couple of matinees, meaning day games, on weekdays. I know it's hard to believe, but if they're going to enforce the curfew during season, one of two things is going to happen. Either you drop the game, well, one of three things is going to happen. You either drop the games featuring teams where there are protests. Second, you either play games matinees so that you're not in violation of local lockdown laws, or you drop the season entirely. I was very worried about this last night. I mean, this is, after all, this 2020 has just been hard to us, okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that. 2020 has been ridiculously hard to all of us here. Hey, production room, could we maybe get a switch of camera? Anyone at all? Looks like they're working on it. And it appears we have lost our connection here. Oh, Jesus, I can see myself. Wow. Okay, production crew, we're experiencing a bit of technical difficulties here, folks. We are working on it. Maybe there's something I can do. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll figure that out during the commercial break as to what's going on here and whatnot. So, anyway, so that's where we're at. That's just, I got to throw it out there right now. So, anyway, let's get into some real baseball talk here. We start with the news in the major leagues here this afternoon. And I'm going to have to pull up the news. So if you give me just a moment here while I get my news pulled up. A hot opinion. The hot opinion going around is that Major League Baseball doesn't necessarily have to return, and neither do we. The Major League Baseball is a private industry, so if its owners can't find a workable wage to pay their employees during the economic challenges of a pandemic, then they have the right to not open. Likewise, Major League players are at-will employees, and if they don't like the going rate to work, they don't have to take the job. MLB is an essential enterprise, although now as much as ever getting lost a few hours in a Dodgers or a Yankees or a Cubs game sure feels that way. They all want to come together and skip the 2020 season because, unlike just about every other sports organization on earth, they couldn't work out the money. Well, they have the right to do just that. They should know, however, that fans have the right to never return too. As we enter June with no deal for Major League Baseball, dwindling hope for it within the business and the time ticking quickly for even the proposed abbreviated season to happen, this all becomes more infuriating. And I myself will step into this article here and say, yes, it's infuriating. I could have been in Kansas City over Memorial Day weekend watching a Royals game. No! Instead, in the backup of a viral pandemic with the country splintered over police brutality and the protests that stem from it, is it actually possible that so many people could be so obtuse? America's national pastime isn't baseball anymore. It's watching billionaires and millionaires fight while the fortune of the mass swing in the balance, so maybe there is a fitting problem for baseball. Of all the self-inflicted wounds this sport has overcome, though, somehow not being able to find a compromise right in the middle of the country's current reality would certainly rank up there. The owners are crying poor, the players are crying rich, and therefore capable of passing on a half season of slimmed-down pay. The fans are just crying. That was me last night. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know where this world was going last night. They're wondering how the MLB can't manage what everyone else seemingly has, especially at a time like this. I mean, they're playing soccer in Europe. The NHL has training camps set to open in early July. They're racing in NASCAR. The UFC is fighting, and soon the PGA is going to T-date. The NBA reportedly has a return date, and the players' biggest gripe is whether the games we'll play are meaningful enough. Football is still on schedule. There's plenty more. Baseball? Of course not. Good old stub-your-toe, out-of-touch baseball probably should have been hurried back and claimed the empty sports marketplace to itself. The games are outdoors. Social distancing is comparatively easy. A big bulk of revenue is from local television, not ticket sales. There had to have been a way, if only there had been the will. Instead, here they are with the proposed date, early July start date in jeopardy, and any delay to the start of the season can't be made up on the back end. The end of the proposed 82-game, or 114 games per the players' latest proposal, expanded playoff campaign has already been pushed into November, like more than November 1st. Something isn't done soon, then it simply might not be done. And astoundingly outrageous that sounds, no Major League Baseball. I mean, they already did this in '94. Money is like balls and strikes to these people. They can argue about it forever. Well, if baseball wants to quit on the year, then they should be ready for fans to quit on baseball for even longer than that. The game was already dealing with issues. Slow pace of play. Tell me about it. Since when in the world should a minor league game take 3 hours and 48 minutes to play? Anyway, lack of national stars, various cheating scandals, it can be a lot of fun. But it isn't the country's most popular sport anymore. Intellectually, fans should appreciate that owners and players could choose whether to do business. Emotionally, though, they are free to think what they want. Most will side with the ownership, but even with considerable reductions, a salary that pays 6 or 7 figures is far too unfathomably large for a regular person to tune down so that they can play baseball. Maybe that isn't fair, but what does fair have to do with it? The players can argue as much as they want, much like these protesters. They need to know that they will be blamed for this. And ownership shouldn't get too smug, because whatever number of customers swear the sport off because of this nonsense hits their bottom line as well. Late summer will no longer be baseball's sole domain. The regular season is to be challenged by the August or even September playing of the NBA and the Stanley Cup Finals, golf majors being pushed back, the Kentucky Derby too, and of course, NFL. I mean, what are you going to do if the Royals and Chiefs have a home game scheduled for the same day? To make this worse, when everyone else has made this work, would become a breathtaking level of arrogance. The details on how hardly matter. In short, there was an agreement for March, and apparently no one can agree on what it says anymore. And such, here we are with the clock ticking and both sides looking out as tens of millions of Americans are facing unemployment and reduced wages, and each night a fiery rage engulfs our cities. No, baseball doesn't have to return. But our attention span to that sport doesn't have to either. Now that's the major leagues. Of course, Legion Ball, please return. What are our small towns going to do without Legion Ball? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we move on to our second story today. We had another one here somewhere. Well, let's take a look at another story, shall we? Are some MLB owners perfectly willing to shut down the 2020 season? With negotiations between Major League Baseball and the MLBPA seemingly at a standstill, there is apparently some on the league side of those who really don't care if they restart or not. According to ESPN's Buster Olney, there is a group of MLB owners perfectly willing to shut down the 2020 season. Their motive would be to slash payroll cuts and minimize the financial losses of a season where fans would not be able to attend games even if they do take place. As Olney notes, we have seen owners take different approaches to the financial matters while the league is shut down. Though many organizations are paying minor leaguers, some, like the Oakland Athletics, have refused to do so despite the modest financial commitment required. Members of other organizations have firmly explained why that's not on the table for them. Meanwhile, the owners are asking players to take a pay cut, which has gone down poorly with the MLBPA. There is no indication that the stalemate is close to a resolution, leaving baseball's 2020 season in doubt. That is apparently perfectly fine with some owners. So, there you go. There you go. I'll tell you right now, that's our best option right now. So, I mean, you tell me your thoughts. Email us enlbn.server_4_emails@yahoo.com. Go ahead and send us an email. Tell us your thoughts on this. Tell us your thoughts on anything here. We'll be back after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is Michael Klein at the East of the West Region News. I'm here to tell you it's the new weather season. Many of you came here for food. I actually How's it going over there?
Our clients and our friends and neighbors. These are so that Klein is concerned. Let's get these installers.
You're glad the microphone was on standby there. And we're back here on a Monday afternoon here, and I got to tell you that one of the things that's really good through all of this is the fact that some people are actually finding ways to enjoy the time. I mean, me, myself, I've been playing Words with Friends now for what, just a little over 2 months maybe? And, well, I mean, I am 4 and 17 through that time, so I mean, it's just not, uh, just outstanding. But, it's, what can I say, What can I say, yeah. So, anyway, let's get delved back into this here. So apparently, I myself was recently featured in a 1620 The Zone commercial, talking about my favorite sports memory. Apparently, celebrities, sports reporters, anything and everything here, were featured. And I happened to be one of them that producer Mike Stips was willing to ask, and I'm very grateful for it. And so I don't know how many of you listen to 1620 The Zone, great radio station out of Omaha. I highly encourage you when we're off the air, go listen to them. You won't be disappointed. One of our members, Gary Sharp, he's the sports director there. So I mean, so anyway. Let's get that advertisement up here, and I could show you what it's like. Let me go find Mike Stips' email here. Whoa! And it just decided to start playing. Okay. Well, here we go. You're going to hear my ad. We're going to play it right now for you. So let me bring my microphone a little closer. And yeah, I totally meant to throw my iPad on the floor. And yeah, here we go.
Uncertainty of life is unsettled. What you see as through times like these is sports. However, the memories are strong. The emotions of all the great times are pure.
So that's my commercial in a nutshell, eh? What do you guys think about all that, huh? I mean, I'm honored to be on that commercial. I don't know about you, but uh, you know, so yeah, uh, geez, how honored it is. I've been a huge sports fan in Omaha. I've been featured. How many times was it? There was one year that I had 12 or 13 times when we were at the Quest Center that I was on the Jumbotron in the 14-15 season. I mean, literally, I'd be sitting there waiting, and I'd watch the team come out of the tunnel, and I'd just be sitting there waiting for the countdown to hit 1 minute when they'd come out from the intermission. And literally, they would just show me on the big board. And I'd just be like, oh! So, I mean, yeah, it was awesome. It, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I just don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's just, it feels awesome. It really does, you know. So, and then here I am hosting my first ever sports talk show, and I'm certainly hoping that we'll get some good feedback and whatnot so that we could get ready for Wednesday's show. So, anyway, there's really no guests on today's show, so we'd love to hear from you. Give us an email, enlbn.server_4_emails at yahoo.com. It's right here at the bottom of your screen, right above our ticker. We'd love to hear from you. So, I mean, please do send us some feedback. Message us on Instagram at Eastern Nebraska LBN. I'm going to check that right now to ensure there's no messages waiting for me. Doesn't appear so. So, I mean, the way I look at it, June 20th is our first day of coverage. We've signed a contract with the Wahoo Baseball Association for the 2020 season. We're going to be streaming a variety of their Legion games this summer, their Legion games, what little Legion is left in that season. So, I mean, I have to look forward to... God, there's a crack in the screen there. I'll be damned. So much for that, eh? Well, at least as long as the glass doesn't fall out, we're good. So, I mean, I have to look forward for it. And I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are looking forward to it as well because, we have to keep going. We have to find a way. So, and likewise, there's a lot of people out there that I know that are really wanting to watch their kids play ball this summer, their grandkids, their nieces, their nephews, their friends, whatever. And unfortunately, it's just not going to pan out this year. I mean, amidst the pandemic and amidst the violence that's going on in our world, we'll be lucky if we have a season. We're going to hope, our hope is that the projections are right and that within the next week or two, the riots will come to an end. We're certainly hoping that is the case. Now, I mean, I myself, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not one to support the death of Mr. Floyd by any means necessary. But I mean, there are millions, I mean, the MLB season, baseball as we know it is on the line this summer. And I mean, just think, how many people's lives, how many athletes' lives are going to be different this summer? And I mean, if the second wave of COVID comes through, just think, no Friday night lights. We have Joe Klein here, who may be joining us on a later show. He's just over playing his PS4. I'm going to ask him during the commercial break, I'm going to ask him during the commercial break, amidst all that going on. And I'll get back to you on that as well. So, I mean, but just think how many athletes are going to be unhappy. Just think, no Friday night lights this summer or this fall. No Friday night lights. No high school volleyball. Just think how much financial trouble and stuff that the NSAA is going to be in. What are they going to do? I have no idea, but it probably ain't going to be pretty. I'll tell you that much right now. So I don't know. I myself personally don't know where all this is going. I'm not God. So all I can do is sit here and keep track of the news and whatnot. So we'll have some Legion news when we come back after the break. We'll check in, see the latest status of Nebraska Legion baseball. We'll have some time to hear from you, the viewers, yourself. We'll be right back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep you entertained through this time. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these brief messages. So honestly, let me ask you, no Legion ball this summer.
Don't I don't
Just think though, no Friday night lights in the fall. How are you going to be entertained on a Friday night?
Well, I know my business.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I was going to do that. So,
Yeah, I agree. No, I mean, just think though, no Friday night lights. Is that not going to be different?
oh well. As a kid in high school, you go through periods and things like that. Yeah, it's 50-50.
Oh, you know.
P-Warrior commercial breaks and people don't hear me taking a whiz.
The microphone's on. Be careful. Who knows? I hope not. Alright, go on to lunch, or go on to work, guys. See ya. Is it one of those things again? I don't know what that is.
They're really good. Not that, but
Yeah.
So, I tell you what, go find my friends with the River Corporation. Asking. Go get as well. I decided to have a this rough time of the village.
And we welcome you back here on a Monday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ball Talk with Big Mike. We want to open it up to you, the viewers. So please, if you're watching this live, send us an email, enlbn.server_4_emails@yahoo.com. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, right above the ticker. We want to hear from you. I was talking with my brother during the commercial break about I don't know how to phrase it. No Friday Night Lights this fall, no Legion Ball this summer. How is he going to keep entertained? He says, well, there's a way for me, but there are thousands of other kids who don't have a way to keep entertained. And it's definitely going to be different. I mean, he's a junior in high school. I remember Friday Night Lights I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Let me tell you how much I loved Friday Night Lights. I mean, that was the best thing. Best thing that happened for me. That was where I was the most popular, was Friday Night Lights. Until my senior year. And then, of course, I was up in the crow's nest. Nobody got to see me anymore. But anyway. So, I don't know. I just feel that this MLB pay thing is stupid. It's stupid. That's what it is. It's stupid. I don't know if there's any other way that I could put it. It's stupid. That's what it is. It's stupid. There's no other way to put it. It's stupid. Joe, MLB pay cuts. Sound off.
I'm not saying here, but I think salary needs to get cut for players because if you don't play a full year, it doesn't make sense to pay guys full salary, especially guys that have small contracts, like 1, 2, and 3-year contracts. If you sign or guys that are under mega contracts like Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Garrett Cole, all those guys are under mega contracts and you're coughing up all kinds of money, so you want to cut corners where you can. So I think that the players have a legitimate right to want to be paid what they want, but the owners also have a right to be willing to shell out what they're going to. I wish that the two would come to an agreement, and I wish that the players can understand that they probably won't get paid full salary this year. Ultimately, I think the desire to want to play ball is going to come out more than the desire to get money, because at the end of the day, there are lots of those guys that play the game with a bonus of money. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, see who decides, and see what and when and where we're playing.
That's a good point. And Joe's right. The players do have a legitimate right. Much like these protesters, they do have a legitimate right, but at the end of the day, I mean, the owners have the right to take pay cuts. And yes, our hope's going to be that it's like American Legion baseball. Kids just want to play ball, far more than, get paid. I'll agree. Pay is awesome. I'm working a day job right now. I'm getting paid $10.50 an hour. I racked in $2,500 in the last 3 months. I'm living a pretty good life right now. I don't know about you. I mean, at 18 years old and a net worth of $4K a year. God, 4K now is probably great. 4K in the future, no. 4K in the future, you're filing for bankruptcy. I mean, we were joking about Barbara Cochran. Thank you. I couldn't sound her name out. Let's take a look how much she makes. Barbara. Her net worth is only $80 million. She's like broke to be a shark. Well, let's compare it to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is making over $4.3 billion a year, bro. Barbara Cochran's like broke compared to. True. Jeez, Mark Cuban's thinking about running in the 2024 election. Go, Mark, go! Don't blame him one bit. Heck, you know what? When I'm 35, I might as well run for president. Why the hell not? Anybody could be the president. But you got to have common sense in the world if you're going to be president. That's just it. So, we have fun. And it's too bad Tom doesn't get to participate in more of these. We'll see if we can have Tom speak to us here at some point. And we'll also see if we can get Gary Sharp or whatnot. We're trying to get some guests here for the future episodes. I mean, for the pilot episode, I seriously, if you're viewing this, contact us somehow. I'm going to check the Instagram page again here real quick, but doesn't seem like a ton of people are probably watching this right now. Wrong page. That's my personal inbox. Yep, nobody. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Probably time to get a drink because I've been going off the deep end for 45 minutes about baseball. By the way, I've stopped with caffeine, so my favorite drink is Diet 7-Up now. Just for all you people out there that would maybe want to send me some pop or whatnot. Shoot, I mean, I'm running out of suggestions here about what to talk about. I mean, I really want to hear from you, the viewers, but our inbox is refreshing and completely empty. I guess it's just you and whoever's watching. Is that the oven upstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh dear, we have an arsonist in our studio. Run for your life! Oh man, we have too much fun down here. Me and my brother do. He'll be a great guest, but I got to figure out when I'm gonna get him in. I mean, if all 6 episodes are gonna be like this, all quiet, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get a ton of viewers. I didn't think it was going to be a goose egg, however. I think there'd be one person out there. And again, I haven't checked in a while, so maybe some people are watching this right now. So, hello to all you viewers from Big Mike, yours personally. I love my fans. but as my friends. So, I just realized that without the cosmetic makeup artist, when I just come on the show plain, that like my face appears pale white. I wonder if is this light where this light in front of my desk. Oh, I have been told that that light is unplugged. That's probably the reason why I'm appearing. My skin color is pale white right now, like ghost white. Well, that doesn't do anything. Shoot, we need to get a makeup artist in here. Bro just said it ain't gonna be me. Oh man, Joe's too funny. Joe is just too funny. Uh, anyway, we're gonna take one final break and we'll come back to wrap up the show here on a Monday. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be back. It'll be an exciting ending, I promise you. We're back in a minute on the Eastern Nebraska Legion Baseball Network. This is not really
Yeah.
gotta get some popularity somehow. Maybe you can help one.
I have less followers than you do. I think I would be able to play
How many Instagram followers do you have?
136.
I'm 100 more than you. 236.
Less than
How many people from Newman follow you?
nothing. People that think I have more followers than you that I used to.
I don't have a ton.
Or yeah, you can stay in touch.
No, I really have.
I kind of did.
Then again, though, I'm a senior. You're a sophomore. I haven't been that long. That was strange.
Very freaky. Chicken time, baby. Hey, you want me to make you some?
Please.
concerns. And Klein is concerned with the Nebraska coaches and Sundays. Washington since 1955. This is about me. You should contact the tributes.
I will warn you, chicken strips, I just eat bag and there's not a whole lot left. Like they're like 5 or 6 left total
In the bag or in the oven?
in the oven right now.
Oh, I'll make myself a sandwich if I have to. Ooh, a quesadilla sounds yummy today, you know that? We can continue streaming through this rough time. Back here on a Monday! We're back here, ready to wrap things up here on a Monday afternoon here at our beautiful studios here in Wahoo. Hey, I tell you what, we got to get some different camera angles here at some point. Our production crew is going to have to figure out, though, how in the world that camera glitch at the beginning where I was this big. I was literally like, where am I? But I think something's bugging me in my left ear. It feels a little tight. I'm gonna have to go put some alcohol in it or something when I'm done. Some rubbing alcohol, to be clear. Swimmer's ear treatment, for lack of a better term. Let's see if it helps any. So here we are at the end of our first show. And I feel like it's going to be a success, but it just might take some time to figure it all out. But I feel like it will be a success with time. Our show is going to be here to cover you guys through this time. We're going to be here for every one of our grandparents, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews. We're going to be here for you. And not only that, but also we're going to we want to help you through this time. And that's why we have our emails. You know, we love hearing from you on feedback and all that, because I want to get it figured out of how I can make this show more entertaining. Hearing about sports for an hour, but I'm sure you get sick after a while of hearing my voice. You want to hear somebody else. You want to see somebody else. So, I mean, if you have any speaker suggestions or anything, drop us an email to that below. I will be able to see it. I will respond on my personal account. always feel free to give us a telephone call. Our telephone number is 402-443-6123. We always will take your feedback. And so, I mean, I guess we sit here at the end of our first episode looking forward to what the future may bring for the Eastern Nebraska Legion Baseball Network. I mean, I don't know about Gary and Tom, but I know myself. We want to be here for you, the fans, through this time. You, the fans, are the exact inspiration for all of us. No matter how much or how little it may seem trivial to some people, but these games are more important now than they are ever. This network, and so anyway, I guess until we meet again, this is Michael Klein. Please help the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. We'll see you next time on the Eastern Nebraska Legion Baseball Network. Take care, everybody.